everybody. So today's Saturday. That means it's time for family movie night and to begin this year's version of Jane Austen Month. So it's very exciting. Something I look forward to every year. I've been doing it since like 2016. So we've talked about a lot of Jane Austen movies, and we'll be doing that over the course of this month, every Saturday. And I love period pieces. I love Jane Austen. Some of my favorite books she wrote. And today we're talking about something that's very interesting. We're talking about a film. This is from 2016, talking about love and friendship. And this is by director Whit Stilman. And we actually already covered one of his films for Jane Austen Month. And I've actually reviewed Love and Friendship before on the channel when it came out in 2016. That's why I was a little bit hesitant to include it for Jane Austen Month, because I'd already reviewed it once before on my channel. So anyway, that's the long and short of it. But let's talk about it for this review. And Love and Friendship is a film that came out in 2016. And it's very interesting because this movie is actually based on a novella that Jane Austen wrote called Lady Susan. And I don't know why they gave it the title Love and Friendship. Love and Friendship is the title of a short story that Jane Austen wrote when she was a teenager, even before she was an author. And this literally has nothing to do with that story, Love and Friendship. It makes no sense. And like, even within the plot of the movie, there's nothing really in here about love or friendship. Like I mean, I guess there's the friendship between Lady Susan and Chloe Sevigny's character, Lady Johnson, but it's not like a theme of friendship within this movie. So I don't know why they didn't just call it Lady Susan. I feel like that's just way more accurate to everything in the movie and gives you like a better feel of kind of what you're going to experience than Love and Friendship, which just feels more like light and frothy than certainly what you end up getting. I think what is exciting about this movie in the world of Jane Austen is that is this lead character of Lady Susan, played by Kate Beckinsale, because you just don't expect to have a lead protagonist in an Austen story to be so unlikable and so devious. And I think the thing that makes that work is that she is smarter than everybody else that's around her at all times. And she's also funnier than any of them. The dry wit between particularly her and Lady Johnson, Chloe Sevigny's character, is so funny when they talk about Mr. Johnson, played by Stephen Fry, wanting them to have nothing to do with each other, and what a tired man he is, and their dialogue is so sharp and so funny together that I think it does take you a long way into appreciating the character, because she is so smart and she is so funny. And so that's kind of an interesting character to have in a movie like this. Like, you don't expect to have somebody who is so selfish. I mean, Lady Susan is only concerned with herself, and even to the point of her own daughter, that she is going to manipulate and maneuver her into the position that's best for Lady Susan. And of course, she justifies that because she thinks that she knows best. And she maybe kind of does, because these people are such simpletons that surround her. She is smarter than all of them. And so maybe it is best that she dictate everything that they do. But it's also, I think, Jane Austen's way of commenting on the social structure that they have to all work and deal with at that time, and how silly it is. And this is definitely, like, by far the most cynical of any of her stories, and it feels that way within the movie. And Whit Stillman, he manages to capture that cynicism in a very, very appealing way, and you see that even in Metropolitan, which has all these super cynical teens in the late 80s, and they're feeling about Jane Austen, which is kind of interesting. And so now he's actually adapting Jane Austen here. And so to see him doing that and bringing some of that cynicism in to the story, it's just a match made in heaven. It really works. And it's a great director to material situation. So I really enjoy that. And a lot of really fun scenes. We have Tom Bennett as James Martin, Sir James Martin, and he is hilarious. He's a total fop, ridiculous, and one of the most memorable scenes of the movie is when he is delighted by the peas. He can't believe it. He thinks they're so funny. He's like, I will have to get my gardeners to start growing this crazy, crazy vegetable. And so that whole scene. And it's interesting to see how Lady Susan, she at first kind of dismisses him and thinks, oh, well, he's only good for my daughter because she doesn't really respect her daughter. And what kind of happens when she starts thinking of him and how he can be manipulated, controlled, is interesting to see coming out of the movie. You also have Xavier Samuel playing Reginald de Courcy, and he's very charming in the movie. He's very likable. And you have Emma Greenwell playing her daughter, playing Lady Susan's daughter, and that's an interesting dynamic between the two of them. So because she seems like a total pushover, weak character, but she also is not. She actually isn't, and she's very frustrated by her mother. So that dynamic is pretty interesting. And like I said, Stephen Fry's in this. And the whole cast is great. The movie looks great. The costumes, all those period details that you want to see are really excellent. All of the acting is really good. And like I say, you have really nice chemistry between Kate Beckinsale and Chloe Sevigny, and their banter back and forth is excellent. And it's just something that feels really fresh. If you feel like, oh, these period piece movies aren't for me, they're too slow, they're too tired. This is one that breathes some, I think, new energy into this type of storytelling and makes it very, very entertaining. So let me know what you think of this movie, and if you think it's funny, if you enjoy it. I would love to hear your thoughts, and please check out all of my Jane Austen Month reviews. I would be really grateful for that. And please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. Check out the Patreon group and our merch store. We have a new merch store. We got some Jane Austen inspired merch in there. So check that out. And thanks again. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.